Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Jessy's Movie Review Corner, a show where I talk about movies that I enjoy. And for today's movie, we've got Armageddon. Let's get into it. Let me start off by saying this movie is so fun to watch from beginning to end. The first time I've ever watched this movie, I was around 7 years old in the year 2000, and the Sony PlayStation 2 has had like a few weeks, maybe a month, that it just came out. And the first time I saw this movie was when me and my friends were going to one of my friends' house that had just gotten the PlayStation 2. So we were all excited to go play and stuff. So we go to his room, but before going into his room, I saw that his parents had left the TV on in the living room, and it was playing Armageddon. At the time, I had no idea what the movie was called or anything like that. All I remember was the asteroid scene. That's where I first saw Armageddon, and all throughout all those years, I've been wondering what the name of the movie was called. And it wasn't until a couple years ago that I remembered the movie because it had come out on TV. And I was like, oh, that's the movie, and it's called Armageddon. And the first thing I did was forget about it. Now, this is a movie directed by Michael Bay. It came out July 1st, 1998. And in 1998, the practical effects, amazing. Explosions, amazing. It had the New York scene where the asteroids were coming in, like the little asteroids were coming in. The explosions were amazing. I mean, it's a Michael Bay movie. What more can you ask from him but superb explosions? Am I right? But the CGI on the asteroids, that left more to be desired. To be honest, it's not good. The CGI is not good at all. I wish they would have done more practical effects. I mean, I don't know if you can go practical effects on asteroids. Could they have done a better job? I think so, because the Matrix came out a year later in '99, and the CGI in that movie was really good. And I'm guessing that technology really didn't advance that much in a year for CGI, so I'm guessing they didn't have enough budget for it, because this movie has a lot of big names. Two of them, a young Ben Affleck, and of course the star of the movie, Bruce Willis. So I'm guessing that the budget for the CGI wasn't a lot. But yeah, other than the small complaints I have about the CGI, this movie it's just really fun. It's suspenseful, has enough action to keep you involved. It has a great story. Not only the action, this story was really good because it could. Well, for me, I'm thinking like, if this did happen in the past, as the movie suggests, the greatest theory that scientists or historians have come up with for the extinction of the dinosaurs is that an asteroid hit the planet and bye bye dinosaurs. But yeah, this movie starts off with making you think that if this happened all those millions of years ago, maybe it could happen again. And it really makes you think, for those of you that are weird like me, that what if this could actually happen? And does the government have any like real strategies, plans of action to prevent something that catastrophic from happening to us? And throughout the whole movie, I was just thinking like, hey man, this could actually happen, you know? In the beginning, it's kind of slow. It's kind of slow because you have these unlikeliest of heroes that have to go into outer space and essentially save the whole planet. And of course, there's montages. So as soon as the montages are all over and done with, they finally get to go and travel into outer space. And this part is one of my favorite parts of the whole movie because they pick up Lev, the crazy Russian man. One of my favorite characters. This is he for me was comedic relief of the movie, because it's just he's so out of it. He spent 18 months in outer space without contact with another human being or anything like that. So it's just it's fun to see what that could do to someone, and it's just one of my favorite parts of the movie. And it's filled with so much tense. That scene tenses you up because that's the refueling station before they have to slingshot past the moon to reach the asteroid, the mother of all asteroids, as I like calling it, because as soon as they start refueling, there's a problem. There's a leakage in the refueling system, and it's just right on in the beginning. You as the audience, you're like thinking, "Ah, shit, things are about to go down in this one." And as soon as everyone's just doing their own thing, and then AJ Ben Affleck is trying to communicate with others, there's just no chance because no one's paying attention to the cameras until it's all late, until it's all too late. And in this scene, everyone just stops, and they have to stop refueling and get to the ships because the Russian space station is about to explode. So Lev tries frantically to save AJ. AJ tries his best to get out of there in time, and just in the nick of time, he manages to escape somehow. And him and Lev are the only two left in the space station. They have to find a way to make it into the last ship because one of them already left. Spaceship Freedom left already because they had to, because a giant piece of the station was going to fall on top of them. So now Independence is the only one left, and they're trying frantically to make them wait for AJ and Lev because they don't want to leave without them. But they're stuck. All their gates are closed, and their only way to get to them is like an air vent or something that's really freaking cold. Yeah, it's just a scary scene to think about. Like, one of the main characters of the movie is actually gonna die, and really that almost never happens in these types of movies where the main characters die. But let me tell you, after that whole scene and after the flinging past the moon scene, things don't go according to plan. We're heading into a little bit of spoiler territory if you haven't seen this movie before, and please stop watching. Please, I urge you, because this movie is just really good and I want you guys to see it. So if you haven't watched it, please stop now. If not, if you have, then continue watching, because this is where it all goes wrong for ship Independence, as they're hit by asteroids and they lose control and they go careening off into the asteroid, thinking to myself, damn, they actually did it. They actually killed a whole bunch of the main characters of the crew. It's like the unlikeliest of heroes are not down to have. But don't think that Freedom is out of hot water just yet, because they're still in danger. Asteroids are still almost hitting them, and they have to maneuver their way towards the mother of all asteroids and to land there safely. And it's really hard because, there's asteroids everywhere. You don't think anyone, especially in outer space, could dodge those asteroids coming towards them. So they make it, and so Harry and the rest of the gang have to start digging. As soon as they start digging, they're like, what, 50 feet into the asteroid, and they've already lost one of their the head bits and a transmission. So things aren't looking good for our guys, and then things get even worse as soon as they're behind schedule or they lose transmission. The president has given the order to remote detonate the nuclear bomb that's up there with them to try and explode the asteroid before it's too late, because they think if they fell up there and they lose communication, then they have no way of going back and forth to see how the mission is going, and he has to just blow it up without knowing if the guys are on schedule, a little behind schedule, or all died. It's really realistic in that sense of the word, because you're thinking like this could actually be real. If there's a mission like that and they lose transmission and communications like that, then the next plan of action is to remote detonate whatever they have up there with them in order to save Earth. Because the fate of 6 people isn't the same as the fate of billions of people on Earth. You get me? It's really intense, because you're just like on the edge of your seat. The nuclear bomb's timer is ticking as they fight and try to figure things out, and it has you like this at all times. It had me like that the whole time I was watching the movie. It just made me sweaty, man. Just like really sweaty. As soon as all that is settled and they disarm the bomb, and they have like less than 10 seconds or something like that on it, you finally get to relax. Or so you think. They hit an air pocket inside the asteroid, and it's not just air, it's gas. It's explosive gas, of course, Michael Bay. So yeah, Max, who's controlling the armadillo, can't get the thing out in time because it's stuck. And he's stuck. So it's too late for him and the armadillo as the gas sparks and explodes him and sends Max and the armadillo flying into outer space. So rest in peace, Max. Another sad scene for the guys. So as soon as they recommunicate with NASA, they tell him to start the bomb, the nuclear bomb again, because mission has failed. But before they could send off that communication, Harry hears a little cracking in the audio, and little to his surprise, it's AJ, Bear, and Lev, the heroes of this movie. The heroes of this mission, I mean, because they had no idea that they survived. They had no time for celebration that they lived because they had to get back to work. Because now they have even less time to dig to 800 meters. I think they were 200 meters at that point, and they were what, like 2.5 hours away from explosion time until they're like around 780 meters or something like that. And of course, there's another air pocket, and Harry's just warning AJ, who's controlling the armadillo, stop, AJ, stop, and because there's an air pocket, and that's what killed Max. But AJ being AJ and having this father-son conflict with Harry. AJ says, if you're gonna trust me for once, please trust me now more than ever. And so Harry just trusts him, puts the fate of the mission and Earth in AJ's hand, and AJ delivers. Reaching 800 and plus feet. Mission success. All they have to do now is plant the bomb. And you're like, whew, man. This movie's over. They're gonna plant the bomb, go home. Everyone's gonna be saved. But again, problems. Because the bomb can't be detonated remotely anymore because they cut the wires. Remember? So someone has to stay behind and like physically detonate the bomb. So they draw straws, and of course AJ is the one that has to die, right? The whole movie was teasing it from the beginning. AJ was the one that had to go, or so we thought. Harry pulls AJ's air plug so he can breathe, and pushes him back into the elevator and sends it back up. And they have this really emotional moment where Harry admits to AJ that he loves him, and a son that he would have been proud to have, you get me? And it's just, man, that whole scene was really sad, and it catches you off guard because you don't think the main character of the movie, the Bruce Willis, was going to die in this one. I just can't get enough of it, dude. It's so crazy. It's like it gives you high, a low, high, a low. The whole movies are highs and lows where it makes you think, okay, everything's fine, everything's gonna go according to plan now. But then, boom, some shit happens that fucking ruins everything. But yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. This movie went out with the mother of all explosions. One of my favorite explosions of the whole movie. Is really well done. Really well... Yeah, it's just really well done. And what a way to end this movie, right? Well, my final thoughts on this movie is just fun from beginning to end. Great story, and just a wonderful twist. A sad twist, but a wonderful twist at the end where AJ doesn't die, but Bruce Willis, Harry does, and it's just a great way to end it. But yeah, 9 out of 10 for me, guys. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like. If you want to see more of me, then please subscribe. Other than that, guys, I'll catch you next time. Peace.